Good morning to all. Today we will study a new chapter in science of standard 7, that is nutrition in plants. So this is a very new chapter to all. You must be aware of this term nutrition. आपने जरूर ये टर्म पहले सुना होगा nutrition. इस चैप्टर में हम लोग डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे प्लांट्स में कैसा न्यूट्रिशन होता है. सो फर्स्ट let's revise what is nutrition. Nutrition, the process by which living organisms take in food and utilize it to get energy is called nutrition. So nutrition क्या process है? जिस process में living organisms food को लेते हैं और food का इस्तेमाल करके energy release करते हैं, उस process को हम लोग न्यूट्रिशन बोलते हैं. ये न्यूट्रिशन दो टाइप का हो सकता है. देयर कैन बी टू मोड्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. आइदर इट कैन बी ऑटोट्रॉफिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन और इट कैन बी हेटरोट्रॉफिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. सो लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर दीज टू टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. Autotrophic nutrition, the mode of nutrition in which a living organism can make its own food, is called autotrophic mode of nutrition, and the organisms that have this type of nutrition are known as autotrophs. So commonly आप लोग जानते हैं कि जो plants होते हैं वो autotrophs होते हैं, वो अपना फूड खुद से बनाने का क्षमता रखते हैं. दे आर केपेबल ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग देयर ओन फूड एंड दैट इज द रीजन दे आर ऑल्सो नोन एज producers, producers, because of which they are known as producers. Some blue-green algae are also autotrophic in nature. Next, we have heterotrophic nutrition. Now, it's just the opposite of autotrophic mode of nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which animals depend on other organisms for food is called heterotrophic nutrition, and the organisms that show this mode of nutrition are known as heterotrophs. Since they consume the food prepared by another organism, they are also known as consumers because they consumed the food produced by producers. So आपको आसानी से दो टर्मिनोलॉजी मिल गई है कि जो प्लांट्स हैं वो खुद से अपना फूड बना सकते हैं, तो वो प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं, दे आर द प्रोड्यूसर्स. और एनिमल्स, वी आर एनिमल्स ओनली, सोशल एनिमल्स, एंड इन सीनियर क्लासेस वी विल स्टडी दैट वी कम इन एनिमेलिया किंगडम ओनली. मैमल्स हैं हम लोग. सो हम लोग भी एनिमल्स ही हैं और हम लोग जो फूड खाते हैं वो हम लोग इनडायरेक्टली खाते, तो हम लोग वही फूड हैं जो प्लांट्स प्रिपेयर करते हैं, या फिर वी डिपेंड ऑन अदर एनिमल्स ओनली फॉर फूड. सो वी आर नन अदर देन कंज्यूमर्स. I hope that you have understood the difference between producers and consumers. Next, photosynthesis. All of you are studying this term photosynthesis from your junior classes. Now, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a process in which chlorophyll containing green plants, in the presence of sunlight, uses carbon dioxide and water to synthesize their food. Very systematically, I have mentioned here the definition of photosynthesis means only the plants, or I will not tell plants, only the organisms that have chlorophyll, they can prepare their food in the presence of sunlight. And what they will use for this purpose? They will use carbon dioxide and water for this purpose. Now let's also try to understand the chemical reaction, the symbolic chemical reaction of photosynthesis. It is 6CO2 plus 6H2O in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight gives glucose, whose formula is C6H12O6, and oxygen. So here we have the equation for photosynthesis. You must memorize this equation. It is a very important equation, that what is photosynthesis, and write its equation. So this is a very important one. You should try. Now we will try to understand what are the conditions that are necessary for photosynthesis to take place. There are 4 conditions. Chlorophyll should be there. The photosynthesis can take place in the presence of sunlight. Carbon dioxide should be there, and water should also be present. We will discuss all these 4 in brief. Let's start. Chlorophyll. The cells of green leaves and young stems of plants contain numerous green structures called chloroplasts. The chloroplasts are green because of the presence of green pigment called chlorophyll. So you have understood what are chlorophylls? Chlorophylls are green pigments present in chloroplast. We will discuss chlorophyll, chloroplast, all these in detail in senior classes. For now, you should know that chloroplast is the green pigment. And next we have sunlight, that is very important. Since synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight, it is known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, the word only means synthesis or manufacturing of something in the presence of light. So the name only suggests that it has to take place in the presence of sunlight. Next important thing is water. It is essential for photosynthesis. Roots absorb water along with minerals from the soil, and it is transported to different parts of the plants. So now we will also understand in chapter number transportation, we will try to understand how this circulation take place. It takes place with the help of 2 vascular tissues in plants, in higher plants, that are xylem and phloem. With the help of these 2, the conduction of water and minerals take place, and water, as we have seen prior in the chemical equation, that water is necessary. Next we are having carbon dioxide. Plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through small opening generally present in lower surface of leaves called stomata. So stomata are tiny openings present that help in the intake of carbon dioxide as well as the exhalation or the release of oxygen. Now let's try to understand what are these stomata in detail. Stomata are tiny openings present in the lower surface of the leaves. Each stomata is surrounded by 2 guard cells which regulate its closing and opening. See, here we can see picture of 2 stoma. Stoma is the singular and stomata is the plural. So the first one is stoma open picture of the stoma, that is the stomatal pore is open, and in the next picture where stoma is closed, you can see the nucleus, you can see chloroplasts are there, you can see a vacuole is there, and you can see also see the guard cells and the cell wall. Now nucleus, vacuole and cell wall are new terms to you, which we will discuss in standard 8 in cell chapter separately. Now you should know that stomata are tiny openings present in the lower surface of the leaves. Each stomata is surrounded by 2 guard cells which regulate its opening and closing. Next, this was autotrophic mode of nutrition in plants, which they did by the process of photosynthesis. Now heterotrophic nutrition can be of 3 types: parasitic, saprophytic and symbiotic. Now parasitic. Parasites are those organisms which obtain food from other organisms called host. Means parasites वो organism होते हैं वो प्लांट्स होते हैं, वो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं जो किसी दूसरे ऑर्गेनिज्म से अपना फूड लेने की कोशिश करते हैं, और जो दूसरा ऑर्गेनिज्म होता है जिससे वो फूड लेते हैं उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं होस्ट। ठीक है, यहाँ पे वी आर हैविंग पिक्चर ऑफ टू पैरासाइट्स। द फर्स्ट वन इज कस्क्यूटा एंड द सेकेंड वन इज रैफ्लेशिया। यू कैन सी कस्क्यूटा एंड यू कैन सी रैफ्लेशिया। कस्क्यूटा को अमर बेल भी बोलते हैं एंड रैफ्लेशिया इज द लार्जेस्ट फ्लावर। Understood? So parasitic mode, I think you have understood. Next is the saprophytic mode, the mode of nutrition in which organisms take nutrients from dead and decaying matter is called saprophytic nutrition. And the organisms, the plants or organisms that show saprophytic nutrition are called saprophytes. An example of saprophyte is mushroom. We are having a picture of mushroom also here. You can see the mushroom. We eat the mushroom. Mushrooms are very tasty. But not all the mushrooms. Some mushrooms can also be toxic. So before eating mushrooms, we should consult to the shopkeeper whether you are selling a good one or not. Good ones, for example, button mushrooms, they are good. These were extra information. Next is saprophytic mode. I think you have understood that the organisms that obtain their food from dead and decaying matter, instead of preparing their own food, you have seen in parasitic also that they are not trying to make their own food. They are just obtaining their food in parasites from other living organism and in saprophytes from dead and decaying matter. Next is the process of symbiotic mode. सिम्बायोटिक मोड बेसिकली लेन देन का होता है, जिसमें एक ऑर्गेनिज्म दूसरे ऑर्गेनिज्म को कुछ देता है, दूसरा ऑर्गेनिज्म पहले ऑर्गेनिज्म को कुछ देता है, एंड बोथ ऑफ देम आर बेनिफिटिंग ईच अदर और आर बेनिफिटेड बाय ईच अदर. द प्रोसेस इज सिम्बायोसिस. Definition is given here. Symbiosis is a relation between two organisms in which both organisms are benefited from each other, and the organisms present in these associations are called symbionts. So symbiosis एक process है जिसमें दो symbionts आपस में मिलके एक structure का formation करते हैं जिससे उन लोग दोनों को बेनिफिट्स मिलता है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी आर हैविंग द पिक्चर ऑफ लाइकेन हियर, एंड लाइकेन यू शुड नो, इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. लाइकेन इज अ सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन एल्गे एंड फंगाई. नाउ अब आप पूछेंगे कि इसमें क्या किसको कैसे मदद करता है. द आंसर इज विथ मी. एल्गे आर ग्रीन इन कलर, and since they are green in color means they are able to synthesize their own food. They will prepare their own food, and the fungi will provide raw materials, shelter and water to the algae, and both of them will live together in the formation of this algae. You can see algae on the trunk or the branch of the tree. So have you understood symbiosis? Have you understood symbiotic mode? I hope that you have understood these. Next we are having insectivorous plants. Some plants trap insects with the help of special leaves present in them to get supply of nitrogenous compounds. So कुछ plants होते हैं जो ऐसे जगह पर पाए जाते हैं जहां पर सॉइल नाइट्रोजन डिफिशिएंट होता है, लेकिन उससे तो प्लांट्स को कोई मतलब है नहीं. प्लांट्स नीड नाइट्रोजन, चाहे सॉइल के पास हो नहीं हो, कैसे भी उनको नाइट्रोजन तो चाहिए ही, क्योंकि उनके लिए उनका ग्रोथ सबसे फोरमोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो ऐसे प्लांट्स क्या करते हैं, दे ट्रैप इंसेक्ट्स एंड स्क्वीज देम टू गेट देयर सैप विच इज रिच इन नाइट्रोजन. क्योंकि उनका सैप नाइट्रोजन में रिच होता है, फिर उनको नाइट्रोजन मिल जाता है, it's not that insectivorous plants cannot prepare their own food. Insectivorous plants can also prepare their own food, but the food that they will prepare will not be having nitrogen, and the soil will also not be able to provide them nitrogen. So what they will do, क्या करेंगे वो लोग? They will trap insects. वो insects को ट्रैप करेंगे और उनसे नाइट्रोजन का जो डिमांड है उन लोगों का उसको फुलफिल, दे विल ट्राई टू फुलफिल द डिमांड ऑफ द नाइट्रोजन फॉर देयर ग्रोथ. नाउ वी आर हैविंग पिक्चर ऑफ 3 insectivorous plants here. The first one, this one, is the picture of pitcher plant. The second one is the picture of Venus flytrap. And the third one is the picture of bladderwort. So here we also have 3 pictures of 3 different insectivorous plants. Diagram questions can come that name this insectivorous plants, and questions can also come in the way, why insectivorous plants trap insects? Simple answer you can write that insectivorous plants trap insects because they want to fulfill the need of the nitrogen, because they are found in areas where soil is deficient of nitrogenous compounds. With this we end this chapter, but I find it very necessary to introduce a new kingdom in front of you, which is the Protista kingdom. Protista kingdom is a very important kingdom about which you will be studying in standard 9, and if you will take bio in senior classes in 11. Now an organism is here which is euglena. You can see euglena. The picture of euglena I am zooming and trying to show you the picture of euglena. Euglena shows character traits of both plants and animal. Understood? Euglena shows character traits of both plants and animals. So this was an extra information. It is given in few books. That's why I also found it necessary to tell this, because it can come in 1 mark question, that name an organism which shows character traits of both plants and animals. So I hope that you have understood this entire chapter very nicely. In 1 video only I have tried to explain this entire chapter in brief, but it is very important that you thoroughly go through your book, try to solve the exercise that is given in your book, and whatever I have written in my slides, you must learn those. Try to memorize those things. If you do not want to memorize, you should be in a case that if it comes in exam, you can write. So all the things that I have written, they are very important, and the pictures that I have given, they can be asked in any way. They can be asked in name the organism shown in the picture, or the picture of the Venus flytrap can be given, and in common it can ask that why Venus flytrap trap insects. Answer will be same. Since it is an insectivorous plant, it trap insects because they are found in areas where soil is nitrogen deficient. So go through each and every slide. If you are not able to understand, then consult me again and again. And how can you consult me? One way, that you go through the video 2 times, 3 times. I hope that this video is sufficient for this chapter. And with this video, it is very important that you make your notes, you learn the question answers, try to make questions by your own. While you will be going through your book, you may face some problem. So this video will help you. This is the secondary thing. First, this video is the secondary thing. Primary responsibility of yours is to read the book, each and every sentence of the book. In this chapter, there are 2 to 3 experiments also, like that Write an experiment to show that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. Write an experiment to show that sunlight is essential for photosynthesis. Stomata are important for photosynthesis. So go through those experiments also. I will try to soon make a video on the experiments also. So thank you. Best of luck. Go through the chapter twice and thrice. Thanks. Good morning to all. Today we